So, how can we solve the problem of adverse selection? Remember, the problem here is that it's not possible for the insurance company to know whether a person is low risk or high risk. And when the difference between the insurance prices is so great, people who are high risk might have a very strong incentive to misreport that they are low risk so that they can save money on their insurance plans. Let's assume now that the world is populated by low-risk people like Amy and high-risk people like Susan, and that half the world is low risk and the other half is high risk. So we have people like Amy who are low risk with a 20% chance of a $20,000 surgery, and we have people like Susan who have an 80% chance of the same surgery. Okay? Now, if half the people in the world are like Amy and half the people in the world are like Susan, well then that means that on average, everyone has a 50% chance of needing an appendectomy because the average of 20 and 80 is just 50. So what if the insurance company just charged everyone as if they were all 50% likely to need an appendectomy, regardless of what their true probabilities were? This means that the price of insurance would be $10,000 per year. What's going to happen? Well, in this case, the low-risk people like Amy will not buy the insurance. It's only worth $4,000 per year to them, but it costs them $10,000. The high-risk people like Susan would definitely buy the insurance because it's worth $16,000 to them and only costs $10,000. So once again, you'd be left with only the high-risk people buying insurance, and eventually the price of insurance would rise to $16,000. The high-risk people would continue buying it, but the low-risk people would be even less inclined to buy this insurance than they were at the $10,000 price level. What if we mandated, perhaps by law, that everyone must buy insurance and that insurance companies are not allowed to charge different people different prices for insurance? Well, in this case, we can say with confidence that everyone will buy insurance, and the result will be that everyone will pay $10,000 for their insurance. People like Amy will be overpaying relative to their risk level, and people like Susan will be underpaying relative to their risk level. In effect, people like Amy will be subsidizing people like Susan's insurance companies or insurance plans. Whether this is something that is desirable from a societal level is beyond the scope of this class and beyond economics alone. To answer that question, we would have to get into morality. But what we can ask, or what we can answer, is that people like Amy will pay $6,000 more per year than is worth to them, and people like Susan will pay $6,000 per year less than what they would otherwise have to pay.